Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 698 of the DrunkNerds podcast. I'm host as always. I'm Tyler, and joining me with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Tyler, this week has been kind of an interesting one. I say that because there has been a lot of happenings inside the state I live in, Washington State. A lot of flooding, a lot of rainfall, a lot of heavy rainfall, higher than expected rainfall going across because of this Pineapple Express that's coming from Hawaii that's circulating through the
Oh,
initial area and stuff.
not
And
good.
unfortunately, there's going to be another Pineapple Express that's going to be coming through this coming week. But yeah, there's just been a lot of crazy like flooding stuff. Obviously, not inside of the county and stuff where my family and I live in, but like the surrounding areas. It's the surrounding areas around our county that have been getting hit the most in terms of that. Like far out is like say like with Forks, Washington, they're expected to get like about 5 inches of rain or something like that the next like day or so. They have like a natural like rainforest stuff over there. But for the other counties inside of the Washington that are close to Seattle, like the King County or Snohomish or like some parts of like I think Kent, not there were just some there's just a couple different counties in that area near Seattle that have been hit the hardest. Not inside Seattle itself, but the ones that are surrounding it, like the town of North Bend, which kind of connects close into the city of Seattle. Just record amount of like not just like rainfall stuff, but seeing places like Snoqualmie Falls, like the place where it's one of the more famous waterfalls inside of Washington State, go from this meager like trickle, and all of a sudden it's like a 17 like foot freaking like gushing like freaking waterfall and this and that, and
Yeah,
then seeing houses go through. It's a pretty jarring experience considering like my family and I have lived in the state. We moved from California back in the early 90s. We've lived like over 30 years here in Washington State. Never seen weather that extreme
yeah.
hit the state before because we're usually the state where kind of misses all of these like anomalies and stuff unless it's just something weird and crazy. But well, yeah, to be perfectly blunt though, if we have like listeners inside of Washington State and stuff like that just want to say I am with you guys. I hope everybody in your family is all right. I hope your property
Yeah.
is still there. I hope everything is going to go well for you for not just the rest of this year, but obviously for the next couple of years. Because I know there's going to be a lot of owners, a lot of people that are misplaced that are going to try to go through their insurance stuff and this and that.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, there's not just going to be a bit of reprieve, but things are going to be start getting like declining in terms of like the rainfall stuff over the next like towards the end of next week, it's going to start to get colder. There's possible snowfall going to be coming in, which I think it's going to be a welcome considering how
Yeah.
things are
Welcome
going
change.
currently.
Yeah.
Uh, but other than that serious stuff, there was something that happened today that was really positive, and I'm talking of the world of sports. So in terms of NHL, in terms of hockey stuff, I mean, I have a chance to watch some bits of stuff here and there. Hockey inside the United States, unless you try to get like specific types of packages or apps or something, you're not going to really see your favorite hockey team play. For me, I was looking at a lot of the highlights stuff, and one thing that kind of struck me was the game today between the San Jose Sharks and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, for the San Jose Sharks, this was kind of like a big one for them because this is the first time in their franchise's history to where they were down like about four plus goals, and they actually came back and won against the Pittsburgh Penguins six
Wow.
to five. It started off with one of the players off the Penguins just running into one of the Sharks players like Will Smith and stuff, and just smashing his shoulder against the ice, and he had to leave. And like one of the star players from the Sharks, Macklin Celebrini, got so pissed off with that dude, he just started just like, you when you're a hockey player, you got to protect your teammates and stuff with this stuff because in hockey there's always some form of fights, all sorts of penalties going with that stuff. Man, he just freaking just smeared that freaking dude. Like Celebrate just like taking the shit, man. It's like I love the tenacity. This kid's like 19 years old, and he's already become one of my favorite fucking players on the Sharks because he's like, this dude's got balls. I love it. But yeah, that spark is what set up like that Sharks team, like getting 5 goals. I mean, they tied it, win in overtime. They got this second like sort of goal and stuff to finally take ahead like 6-5, and it was crazy. It was probably one of the most craziest things I think I've seen the Sharks like do. And it's a obviously very positive going forward because this team is looking so much different than just the past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Because the San Jose Sharks, kind of much have been like a laughing stock since they lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the last time they appeared in the Stanley Cup. So yeah, fuck the Penguins. Anyway, uh, but anyways, this is a gaming podcast, and one last thing I wanted to say is, yes, I did get myself a Steam Deck. It's still coming in the mail. I am looking currently through games I want to try on it first. I know I'm going to be playing a whole bunch of it probably once it comes in.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's enough about me. Tyler, how have you been doing this week?
I'm doing all right now. Clanging and banging as always. Weird weather week here as well. In Iowa, it's that time of year. We had a snowstorm last weekend. It was like in the negatives. Then we got like it got to like the 30s and 40s, and
Mm.
but we had like 50, 60 mile per hour winds. So we had a lot of damage that way. But a lot of the snow melted, and like, oh, okay, this is like at least a lot of the snow's melted. And then it got to like -6, and we got snow today. So and then next week's supposed to be in the 30s again. So I don't fucking know, Gables. It's all over the place. But yeah, like no, I'm doing all right though. We're getting wrapped up towards the end of the year here. We just had the Game Awards, which we'll talk about this
Mm.
episode. But yeah, I've been doing all right. I was telling Gables, I was showing him a bunch of stuff. I've spent way too much money on Steam this week. I was kind of just giving him a heads up of, hey, this is what's going to happen to you. You will never financially recover for buying a Steam Deck. Because you're gonna buy a lot of shit on Steam sales. You're gonna are like these like cool like $3-4 indie games that come out, and I'm like, oh cool. You win some, you lose some. I've definitely taken some Gables, but they're a few dollars, and they go, hey, it helps out these like smaller developers too. So also make sure, Gables, when you play these games, give a review. Yeah, just in general, people just leave reviews on there. I've been trying to get better about it. I've been very bad about it. I'm trying to get better, especially like the smaller games. If I like them, I'm gonna go and put a good review. The games I don't like though, the smaller devs, I'm not gonna lie to you, I will not give a review. I don't want to be mean. But the games I do like, I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, I like this game. But yeah, anyways, I'm doing all right though. Clanging and banging as always. But like Gable said, I don't have too much to say other than that. But like Gable said, this is a video game podcast where Gables and I get together every week and talk about video games and everything we love about them. We've been doing this for over 12 years now. We're just two guys. We do this for fun. We don't make money off of this. We don't make a living off this. This is just kind of a fun thing that we do. If you want to support us, just like, follow, subscribe. We're on everything, every podcast service. We're on YouTube. YouTube, the best place to check us out. If you do want to support us, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And we do have a membership, just $1 a month. We don't have anything extra to give you for it, but it's just like, hey, like, we like what you're doing. We appreciate you. And like I said, like, we do this for fun. So if you want to help us out that way, we greatly appreciate it. But anyways,
So Tyler,
yo,
before we begin,
uh-oh.
have you ever had a thought when you're playing like some of those like indie games that you don't like? It just go into the reviews. It's like -5 stars.
Oh man, now I kind of want to. Yeah, god damn it. Um, I'll find. I'll buy a bunch of Treefall Studio games and do that to all of them.
Uh,
That's me. I don't want to do that. I probably I like it's it's weird because it's like I would be really have to hate it. I would really have to hate that game to like give it my to do that. Especially like it would be a AAA developer. I'd probably do that too, like a AAA game or something. Uh, but yeah, that's something. Oh, Gables. Now I want to do it, but I'm gonna feel guilty about it at the same time. God damn it! You gave me a fun idea, and I don't want to do it. Oh no, man. But anyways, Gables, let's jump into the Game Awards that happened on Thursday. So we've had a couple days. It's Saturday night. I was recording this. What was your overall thoughts on the Game Awards?
The Game Awards itself, I didn't think was that bad at all, really. I mean, there were definitely some low points to it that, it's just there were some games and stuff I wasn't really into and stuff because I'm
Yeah,
not like either a hardcore like a hardcore sports fan or like a strategy fan and stuff. So like the announcements for like like the thing with Warhammer and stuff like that, I
yeah,
really wasn't too much into because I'm not really more of an RTS guy in terms of that type of stuff. But in terms of the quality of its show in general, I thought was good. I thought it was kind of a down. I thought it was like kind of a step down from last year in terms of one aspect is because they relied on Miss Piggy and Rolf the dog and stuff like that.
You said step down, Gables. Do you not, Gables? I want the next the biggest mystery in all of gaming is no longer the
What?
statue. I want to know what happened to Bora Bora.
Oh God.
Did Geoff fuck Miss Piggy? He fucked a puppet. And honestly, Gables, I had a buddy of mine. I told a buddy of mine about this, and his response was, I hate seeing people I hate live my dreams." And I'm like, God, that's true. That's great. That's a really well thing said there.
Gotta talk about chasing the bacon, dude.
Yeah, God, you know what, Gables? Oh man, good for Geoff.
No,
You
but
know,
but
good
I
for
can
Geoff.
explain, dude. I mean, I really love the critics and stuff from the
Oh
last
yeah,
year's fucking
yeah,
Game Awards, dude. Just nailing into all the freaking insults of Jeff Keighley. I thought that was
yeah,
really fucking awesome, and you could see him just legitimately just start getting pissed and
yeah.
certain stuff.
It
That's what made it awesome.
Yeah, it is funny. Like the Muppets are basically there to like it's like all the like probably annoying internet comments he gets all throughout the year. He turns them into like all right, turns them into content and jokes to like kind of make fun of them at the show. So I do appreciate I do like that's really funny. I do miss that. You're right. I forgot about the critics. But Gable, I
Mm,
want like Jeff's married. Do you like
yeah.
do you think his wife knew about Miss Piggy? What about Kermit the Frog? What if they're swingers? These are things I think about, Gables. What if Kermit is really into cucking? These are things
Nah.
that I didn't know I wanted to know about until now.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever seen those like type of little clips on Instagram or something where you have the dude with the Kermit the Frog puppet or something like that going on like freaking Omegle and stuff and just like freaking doing stupid shit?
You're on a weird Instagram level that I'm not on, buddy.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying, Kermit the Frog is not a swinger.
Maybe he's not a swinger. Maybe he just really likes watching Miss Piggy get stuffed. I mean, I just good. I want to just say good.
Oh my God. That's another definition of a stuffed pig.
Yeah, but another buddy of mine called it the Pigussy. I thought that was. Oh man.
Professional podcast, everybody.
We this is why we don't get paid to do the show. But these are Gables. I had a lot of time to think about this, and honestly, that's what I want to know more about. That was like now. I hope that next year, instead of like a stupid statue, we get. I want like more teases about this internet going into the Game Awards. Of oh man, I'd pay good money to see the video of that. Like I never want to see the Hulk Hogan sex tape, but I will watch the Jeff Keighley sex tape.
Dude, dude, hear me out. Next
Oh
year's
God.
show, you just have Miss Piggy come out and stuff like that with these little kids or something like that. It's like, oh, Jeff,
Oh.
just these kids, you got the alimony and stuff, and you have these little piglets that have like fucking Doritos shit, like stuff
Oh
all
my
over
God.
them.
What if it's just like piglets with Jeff Keighley's head?
Oh
Oh,
God, they're just Dorito flavored pigs.
oh man. They just drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos. That would be amazing. Oh God. Goddamn Gables. Oh man. These are like man, I wish I was good at like making like Photoshop because these are those things I want to do now. It was like just make anyways this we wouldn't even get out of the first segment Gables of like your overall thoughts of the Game Awards.
Oh my God. Well, like I said before and stuff, that I thought there were some good like good highs in the show too. Obviously, the first introduction and stuff, the major introduction and stuff was there's another Star Wars Old Republic game coming out, and it's going to be with the director Casey Hudson, responsible for Knights of the Old Republic and
Yep.
also for Mass Effect. their story influence on those games. I did like the reveal of Tomb Raider, not just like the new game, but also the remake as
Yeah.
well. There's two new Tomb Raiders that's going to be coming out like in the next couple of
Catalyst,
years. Yeah,
Catalyst, and Legacy of Atlantis, I think is what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, the second one that was revealed, that one's more of a remake of the original.
No,
But
the second one is the remake of the original. That one comes out next year.
yeah, yeah. That's the one I was.
Okay, sorry.
That's the one I was gonna say. Yeah, that one for the Atlantis and stuff. That's the remake of the original. And then Catalyst is like a brand new game that
Yeah.
releases in 2027.
Yep.
Um, obviously, I even there was a game that I saw in the pre-show that I thought was really funny, and that was like the Badger game.
Yes, badly the Badger. That is all. That was like one of my top 5 favorite games shown at this fucking.
Bradley
Uh,
the Badger. That
yeah,
just looks like such a funny ass like Riz or something on the games industry. Just
yeah,
Badger born, and then the last Badger, and like
and then
freaking.
Cyber Badger. Yeah, it looks like. I mean, like honestly, if I'll probably end up being like a 8 out of 10 game. But what's great about this actually is that the people that made this, it's the lead designer from Red Dead Redemption and the director of the Mario plus Rabbids games that made this. They broke off their own studio and they made this.
That's a great influence in making this type of a game because you have that uh that type of humor matching in with like this almost like a super realistic sort of like gameplay style.
Yeah,
It's obviously a bit more jarring at first, but it's really funny. I mean, I love the reveal of that trailer.
yeah.
But other than that, though, I mean, I really liked the reveal for the new Control game.
Resident.
That combat looked awesome.
Yes, yes.
I really did like the way that it looks like more of a roguelike type of approach because it's that same concept of like dying and then being rebirthed again and stuff in
Mm,
order to go just try to elaborate upon this complicated story inside the
yeah,
Control universe. But yeah, the combat looked fast. It looked like it was like fairly interesting.
more like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta style.
Sort of like that, yeah. Very fast paced.
Mm.
I did like the reveal also of the new Mega Man game.
Yeah.
That was very surprising. But at first, I was like, okay, this is going to be the last major reveal before they go into Game of the Year, right? And so it's like the orchestral stuff starts playing and stuff, and you see all this computer stuff going on inside the way. I'm like, I didn't even notice what the screens were saying on
Oh,
the
okay.
sides leading into the initial thing. Had I did that, I would have figured it out right away because it said the release years and also the game numbers of like the previous Mega Man games leading up into that. And it didn't dawn on me when they typed in the code DL DLN like 001 and
Yeah.
stuff. Nah, it's like I started realizing it was Mega Man when I recognized a familiar like tune played right towards the end when they're just about to open up the thing. The same it's the same theme as when you get to Dr. Wily's stage 1 from the original Mega Man. And that's where I fucking started losing it. I'm like, fucking, yeah, it's a fucking Mega Man game. It's like Capcom actually remembers Mega Man. Hey,
Yeah.
what do you know?
Yeah.
And not only that, though, but the gameplay. I mean, yes, there are some cues from Mega Man 11, but honestly looked fairly good from what I saw initially. But they haven't even revealed their core gimmick of this game yet. It's called Dual Override, and they gave a little hint inside the trailer too, because you hear Proto Man's theme just at the end of the trailer, that whistle theme and stuff. So I'm kind of curious from what I saw and then what initial themes of the suggestions they've. It could be something where you could choose between like both Mega Man and Proto Man.
Mm.
That's what I'm assuming could be the thing.
Oh yeah.
But I really loved the reveal. I thought the show was good. I actually give the show as a whole and of itself like an 8.5 for the Game
Okay.
Awards.
Yeah. Okay.
There was something for everybody inside
Yeah.
there, whether you're like a hardcore RPG fan and then like you love the reveal of Divinity and that holy fuck, like a grotesque sort of like
Yeah,
nightmare fuel type of shit, with all of this like satanic shit just going on, and then like
yeah.
everybody just starts getting this killed and this and that and stuff. And then all of a sudden you go right to the thing where you have all these like Hoyoverse characters and stuff and all
It's
this
like
like
the
fucking
Wuthering Waves shit.
it
Yeah,
would the Wandering Waves, dude.
yeah,
And that was so funny. Like the whole player's choice. I mean, you see like Expedition 33 just taking off almost every single award and stuff, except for the fan favorite stuff, because of course they're gonna go with the friggin' game that the anime waifu games, like Wandering Waves.
yeah.
That was the fan choice and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of like how I felt about it. But Tyler, what about you?
Yeah. To piggyback off the choice, the fan favorite thing. What sucks about that? Because every year it's always like kind of like a bigger Chinese or like Korea
Yeah,
based. Like usually it's I think it's always like Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact. But I found out
yeah.
yesterday that the reason why they always win at A is China kind of like stacks the ballot, but also these games, these free to play games, they if they win, they if you vote for them and they win, they'll give you like free in game currency. So
Oh,
that's a lot of what it
fuck.
is. So like
So it's rigged.
yeah, so like Uma Musume uh won and like a bunch like they gave out a bunch of like free in-game currency and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a big part of it. And also like I said, like those games are huge in like Asia and stuff like that. And it's like they always win. And I didn't know about the whole they offer free shit to people. But yeah, I I think I'm a little bit lower. I think on the Game Awards overall, I feel like for the most part, I thought it it was really well done. The first like I would say 2/3, maybe 70% of the way through the game, 75% of the way through
Yeah.
the Game Awards, and then like the last section kind of just like fell off. Like not fell off, but like it felt like we were getting a good clip of like big announcements and good announcements, and then it was like there wasn't as much big stuff at the end. But I felt overall like I enjoyed the show. Like I never even like the lower ends ones. Like I'm still having a good time. It's like
Yeah.
even like the some of the bad years of like reveals and like stuff like that. It's like I'm still always having fun. It's just I love video games. I always look forward to like summer games. Like I said, there's a million things you can complain about with the game industry or like Jeff Keighley and what he does, or if you like the guy or not. But it's like I still would rather have these things than not have these. But I really
Right.
one of my favorite moments from the Game Awards was the opening speech from Jeff Keighley about really like a heartfelt moment. Him talking about like he had a rough year where like his house burned
Yeah.
down from the LA fires in January. Then his dad passed away, and like just really like you can kind of tell towards the end he was kind of like having a hard time getting through the speech. Um, Talking about his dad passing away, and I thought that was like really touching the opening the opening like hype trailer that he actually like edits those together every year, which is really cool. Had like a quote from his dad, which I thought was just a really cool touch. But yeah, I really love that beginning of it. And But I feel from like announcement wise, I thought like yeah, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic being revealed. That's really exciting. It kind of sucks. It's like what's cool though was like so this is actually an in-house studio from Lucasfilm that they're building, but they just started building it this
Oh,
year. That's a
oh
game
wow.
that like we're probably not like. It's just like 3-4 years ago would have been way more exciting for me. But it's just like as we've seen like a lot of the like we had that stretch there from like 2020 to like 2022 where like I feel like as soon as games were getting like greenlit to be made, they were announcing them. And now we're like, I mean, a good chunk of them have come out over the years, but it also
Yeah.
feels like a good chunk have just been like you never hear about again or they get canceled. So it just feels
Yep.
like there's a 50-50 chance that game ever sees the light of day. I hope it does. I mean, obviously, like Casey Hudson, from Mass Effect and all that. I love that. I love, I'm all excited for that. So, I hope it happens. But it's just like it's one of those things where it's like I love the reveal, but then when you kind of hear the story about it, it's like kind of tampers like the overall excitement later on. But I'm still like I hope that game comes out. Control Resonant, like you mentioned, that game looks awesome. I love the Remedy games. I love especially like Control One. It was really cool, and then Alan Wake 2 was awesome as well. So I'm excited. I'm curious what because this one you play as Dylan, was Jesse's brother, from the first game. So I'm curious, like, is Jesse gonna be back for this one? I assume so. But man, it just kind of like I reinstall. Like, it's funny after every like Game Awards, I feel like I go back and I install like 3 or 4 games, or like buy some games. Like I added like I reinstalled like Control. I reinstalled like uh, Expedition 33. I added like Baldur's Gate 3 to my wish list. I'm gonna wait for that game to go on sale. I'm like, God damn, I want to play that game. But like, yeah, Control being revealed was awesome. Divinity, like you talked about, like I'm, I don't know, like I've never played a Larian game before, but like I just kind of like, all right, like Baldur's Gate 3 is a game I'm like, all right, I'll check out eventually, but unfortunately it didn't come to consoles until like December, and I kind of just missed it. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give it a chance here because like there's not a lot coming out for me for a while. Pragmata finally got a release date, April
Yeah.
24th. There's a demo on Steam right now. I want to check that out. I heard it's people have been really praising that one, so I want to check that out. Um, some downer ones like here, like For Loop. This is the from the guy that this is like the J.J. Abram game that's being
Mm,
made by the creator of Left 4 Dead. It's just
right.
it's like a roguelite Left 4 Dead style game, like futuristic. I don't know. I like what was the Back for
It
Blood? I
seems
go ahead.
I don't know, man. It's like when I saw For Loop and stuff and revealed and stuff, I get the core aspect of what they're trying to do, but at the same time, this just kind of feels generic and kind of falls flat a little bit.
Yeah. Well, especially because like, all right, they left start their own studio. They made Back for Blood. It didn't really. I mean, I thought Back for Blood was fine, but didn't like really hit. I feel like they were expecting or other people were expecting. And then like I believe this is the same guy who broke off and I was doing another game for a different studio.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And then PlayStation's fit the bill for this one, I guess. So I don't know. I get why. Maybe like you do it, but I just I when I saw that I'm like, all right, I felt nothing on this one. But Cover of the Chicken Foot, another game that was revealed. This is actually like a former. He was like the from like a lead at Naughty Dog. He actually left the gaming
Hmm.
industry for a while. From like I believe like Burnout, and he's come back and started his own studio. I think Wildflowers, what it's called. This is like
Yeah.
the you play as like an older woman with like chicken feet, and then she's got like she's got like a character that follows around her. So this guy like he like was like a co-creator of like Last of Us and um, Uncharted, but he's a huge Team Eco fan. So this is kind of like he's basically making
Oh.
his own Team Eco game. So immediately, as a gigantic Last Guardian fan, I'm like, hell yeah! Like I have my Last Guard for YouTube videos. My Last Guardian statue is up there on the top shelf with my Trico statue. So yeah, Resident Evil 9, we got the Leon reveal, which was awesome. That game, I mean, I've said it like months ago. After I saw the first trailer, I'm like, I don't really see anymore. Downside is like GameStop and PlayStation Store leaked the Leon part of it like days ago, and I'm
Oh
like,
wow, I
okay,
didn't know that.
yeah.
Huh.
So that was kind of annoying. But it would have. I mean, it's like I think we all knew it, but it would hit a lot harder. But I love the fact that at the end he gets the chainsaw, which is pretty cool. In that trailer, uh, Order of the Sinking Stars was another one. Like I don't know, it's Jonathan Blow's game from the guy who made Braid. I love Braid. The Witness is a game like I just never got. I never really checked out or anything. I know Justin when he was doing the show with us. That was his game of the year. I think that was
Yeah.
2014. So it's been over a decade since he put a game out. I just thought
Yeah.
kind of bad, honestly. I'm like this like what happened to this guy? But other than the fact that everybody seems to hate that guy. But Gang of Dragon. It's this is from Nagatashi Nagaho. I don't know how to say his name. I apologize. But he's like one of the leads from like the Yakuza and Like a Dragon series.
Yep.
It's just funny. He left Capcom or left Sega and RGG to go start a new studio with NetEase, and he's just making a game called Gang of Dragon.
Yep.
So very funny. It's just weird to me like these people leave their studios to go make their own thing, which I respect that. But then it's like we're gonna make the same thing we made over here. I'm like, all right, that's what you were doing that. I don't know. It's weird. Then Gables, I'm curious what you thought. The Street Fighter trailer.
Okay, you know what? I didn't think it was as bad as like what a lot of other people thought the internet was. Quite honestly, I think some of the casting like selections and stuff were rather hilarious or something, or like really fit the character. Like I don't know where they found this dude to play fucking Zangief, but this dude fucking looks like Zangief.
Yeah, he's been in a few shows. He's been a couple shows I've watched him, and he's very good at being like a menacing bad guy. So
Okay, well that's excellent. That's a perfect fit for Zangief. I actually think they made the right call with like Akuma instead of being Roman Reigns because that actually kind of fits in terms of his style. Because Akuma as a character, he's always a dude that tries to go like for vengeance and stuff like that, and also in terms of just trying to be like utterly superior over any other fighter and stuff that he fights against. And so that kind of fits into the role of like Roman Reigns' character as a tribal chief in some aspects of it. I mean, Cody as Guile. I mean, that one was kind of a head scratcher for me to begin with, but
it
just
looks so
seeing him in
bad. It
seeing
looks
him in
terrible.
just seeing him into that the Guile's like the rooster top and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It was just so freaking jarring, dude.
yeah, yeah. I don't.
But as far as like the other characters and stuff, I didn't think they chose like the wrong guys and stuff for like say Ryu, Ken, like Chun-Li and stuff like that. I mean, I think it was rather hilarious they chose 50 Cent as Balrog. I mean that's actually pretty fucking
Yeah.
funny. Um
Yeah.
oh, what was it?
Well, it's like Eric
Jason
Andre.
Momoa's
Oh yeah.
well, yeah. Like Jason Momoa's Blanca, and then you have like freaking Hiroki Goto is like fucking E Honda.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end, like he's like breaking the car and stuff. So I don't. I'm just like my only concern is like I legitimately love that Street Fighter movie from like the '90s, like with John Carl Van
Yeah,
Damme. But it's like it's not good, but I love it more. It's like one of
it's
my
so bad it's good. I mean, I
yes.
get it.
And the problem is with this movie is like it's like if they like try to just like make it so bad it's good, it's like we already have perfection. Like we've already perfected the so bad it's good Street Fighter movie,
Dude,
and that's my concern with this game or movie.
Tyler, my expectation this movie is extremely low and stuff.
Yeah,
If they just do the bare minimum, the safe route in terms of just having this movie where all these different characters and stuff just kind of like are similar in terms of the roles that they are in the video games and stuff, I'm gonna be perfectly happy as long as there's not horrible acting, as long as there's not anything really just inherently like fucking stupid,
yeah.
like over the top, like some instances in terms of the Street Fighter movie back in the '90s and stuff. But Raul Julia was an excellent Bison.
Oh my god, perfect movie to go out on. You know.
Dude, I did like that sequence in that trailer and stuff for like Ken and Ryu, like Ken just fucking just hits this guy with a kick, and all of a sudden Ryu does a back kick and he just like propels him and like the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
thing. That was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So I don't know. I thought the Mortal Kombat movie that came out a couple years ago wasn't bad. Like I enjoyed it for what it was. Like this is gonna be just kind of dumb, and I just want cool action scenes. If it has it, then that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, but also I'm not a huge Street Fighter guy, so it's like, who who am I to get too upset about it? But oh, Gables about Pragmata. It's coming to
Yeah.
Switch 2. Did you see they're gonna have the girl's gonna get her own amiibo?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I
That's so crazy.
yeah. Well, it's like it's weird. Capcom's like all in on this Switch 2. It's like we're getting Resident Evil 9 amiibos, but they haven't said what they were yet. And the rumors for a long time is gonna be they're gonna be Leon amiibos. So I will be buying those. Um, yeah, so that's a problem for me. Gables, this is a game I'm super pumped for. I don't know if I think you will be too if you remember it. Orbitals. That is that Switch 2 exclusive
Yes.
80s anime style, like from the what's the studio that Hazelight. Um, someone
Yes.
someone started calling them Haze likes, and I love that. And that's basically what it is. It's like a two player only split screen Switch 2 exclusive game, but like yeah 80s anime style. I thought that looked awesome. So Gables, that's a
Yeah,
game
it
that we
did.
got to play through next year. So it comes out. Sorrow's got another trailer. It quietly got delayed on that. It was supposed to be like March 20th, I think, and it got delayed to April 30th, which is fine. Honestly, I was looking at like things I'm looking forward to, and I think like it's like end of February. It's like I believe it's Resident Evil 9. Then like the last week of January is Resident Evil 9. Last week of February is no. I'm sorry, I had it right the first time. Last week of February is Resident Evil 9. Last week of March is 007, and then last week and then but like the week before that Sarah's supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out at the end of March. Now it's got moved to April.
Yeah.
So now it's like kind of perfect. I got like every 4 weeks I have a game I'm looking forward to coming out. So that's kind of nice. And then Gables, last but not least here, Star Wars Galactic Racers.
Oh yeah. That it is definitely like a friggin' pod racing game. And it
Yeah,
actually didn't look too bad.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one. Actually, the very last thing, definitely last, the one more thing that was very disappointing for the Game Awards, that game High Guard. It's from like
Yeah.
um the people like Titanfall people, which got me all excited. Then I'm like, oh, it's not Titanfall at all. So I don't
Well,
know.
it's just the fact that when they went through and announced this and stuff, they announced the people that are going to be making, from like Titanfall and stuff, and like I forget which other game they quoted.
The battle royale game from Respawn.
Oh,
So
God.
I'm blanking out. It starts with an
Apex
A.
Legends.
Apex Legends. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, so you have a bunch of developers that were influential in creating both of those games and stuff come on to make this. And the game in and of itself, the gameplay doesn't look bad, but at the same time, I mean, it just kind of just reminds me of like it just kind of reminds me of like a bit of it's kind of like Apex Legends of how it was and stuff initially.
Yeah.
But barring like some of the acrobatic stuff from Titanfall stuff, which is not bad, but it's it just didn't really hit me as much with that reveal trailer. Maybe things will change closer come to release, but
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be one of those free to play games, which that's good because you kind of need that. You don't want to go the Concord route there, but
Yeah.
but at the same point, it didn't leave a good first impression.
Yeah, I think what honestly it's getting a lot more uh slack on the internet right now because it was like the one more thing. I think if it was just in the
Yeah,
middle of the show, it might have like. I think the fact though that yeah, like it got like its own like, hey, this is the last big thing here, and they kind of hyped up. I imagine it was one of those things where they probably paid for like, hey, we want to be last. And honestly, I think it did more bad than good to be that. If it was just in the middle of
yeah,
the show, maybe it would have been better. But yeah, I think it stuck out more for the wrong reasons afterwards. And yeah, so I don't know. It's definitely like I've said before. It's like it's like when you're when you're getting like shit on the internet, it's really hard to get out of that. Or like when things look bad, like to kind of turn the momentum around on that thing, to be that to be kind of looked at as uncool on the internet is very hard in the gaming community,
yeah,
not just the gaming community, but like be us being in the gaming community, like that's kind of what we see. So, I mean, if it comes out and it does great, like like hey, like I'm the guy that was like Helldivers 2, like this thing's gonna be a gigantic bomb. Like what the fuck are we doing here? And then I mean it's fine. So obviously it's done really really well for itself. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously it comes out like 6 weeks, so maybe it turns it around. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. It's just I was like talking to a buddy about it. It's like the problem is with these is like we see so many now of these style of games, these free to play games. It's like to me, it's like almost like seeing like Souls like at this point, Souls like games at this point where like my eyes just
mm,
kind of glaze over. It's like there's 50 million of these that get revealed at every gaming state of play direct Xbox showcase, Summer Game Fest, and I can't keep track of them, and I honestly don't care to.
dude. There are three game types that we repeatedly keep on seeing over and over again. And I think I could finally say that roguelikes are starting to become that thing with me, where it's starting to become
Mm,
overplayed because it's three game types. It's Metroidvania,
yeah,
it's Souls-likes, and it's roguelikes. All three of these, we see so many different types of games that have been cycled around those types and stuff because that's been the most popular trends now over the past like 5 to 7 years. And it's getting to the point where they're starting to become indistinguishable from each other in some aspects, you
yeah,
know? I mean, it really has to be something above and beyond just to catch my interest in terms
yeah,
of anything of that sort. But yeah, man, I mean, it's for the ones that do catch your attention and stuff. It's like you really get into them and stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just one of those things where we did see a couple of different types of rogue likes and stuff inside of this thing, from the possible Control Resonant and stuff to Saros and stuff, which kind of has sort of a similar type of thing, I think,
yeah.
to it.
It's a roguelike, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Returnal. The sequels of Returnal. So, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's something I'm talking about. Like Metrovania is like the like one of the, like it's been the complaint for a long time now. I feel like for the last like decade, where like yeah, it's like there's just so many of them nowadays. It's like the big ones obviously stand out. Like a Hollow Knight or a Silk Song or stuff like that. But like those ones will stand out. But yeah, it's like it's kind of the problem like we see nowadays where it's like the big ones will stand out, but it's like if you're a middle of the pack one, if you're a 7.5 out of 10 Metrovania, you're just fucked. It's like you can't be
yeah.
a middling. It's hard to be a middling game in general, but if you're a middling game in a very compact, style of like when we see a ton of those style of
Mm,
games, it's hard. And like like I said that like kind of like a year or so ago with like Souls like games. Where like man, I'm just so like it's so overplayed. It's like I was like for a couple years ago I was bitching about all the cozy games and like now honestly like I had apologized at one point to cozy games. I'm like I'm sorry. I thought there was too many of you. I was wrong. There's too many of Souls like. Everybody just does Souls, especially if you're a company out of like China or South Korea or Japan. It's like that's all. Like you're a double A studio out of there. That's all you make is Souls like games. So sorry, but yeah, I don't know. I'm with you though mostly on that. But I mean, obviously, yeah, like you said, the big ones stand out. Like for me, I've never been a roguelike guy, but like Hades 2, Absolem this year. Definitely stood out to me in like games I keep going back to, Mega Bonk, stuff like that.
yes.
Like our Vampire Survivors, stuff like that. Like the big ones, yeah. The great ones, you'll like, hey, I'm burnt on these, but like the great ones will stand out. But yeah, like that's about it. But moving on though, Gables, to our winners from the Game Awards. One second here, I'm pulling up the article. I got a freaking tickle in the back of my throat and it's driving me freaking nuts here. I'm pulling up the article here. So yeah, like we talked about, this is like just a year of Claire Obscure. They were nominated. They had 12 nominations, 10 different categories overall. They had 3 in voice actor. They won 9 of them.
Yep.
I apologize. My God, there's like just that weird tickle in the back. I'm gonna take a drink of my beer here. Oh God, it's warm beer. It's bad. But anyways, Gables, any major surprises though from? Do you want me? Do you want me to run through the winners first? Then we'll go.
Let's run through the winners first.
Okay, so game of the year we had Claire Obscure, game direction Claire Obscure, best narrative Claire Obscure, art direction Claire Obscure, best score and music Claire Obscure, audio design upset here Battlefield 6. This is the one Claire Obscure, one they lost. Best performance Jennifer English Claire Obscure, innovation and accessibility Doom the Dark Ages. Games for Impact, South of Midnight. Best Ongoing, No Man's Sky. Best Community Support, Baldur's Gate 3. Best Independent, Claire Obscure. Best Debut Indie Game, Claire Obscure. Best Mobile Game, Uma Musume. Best Action, 82. Best Action Adventure, Hollow Knight Silksong. Best RPG, Claire Obscure. Best Fighting Game, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. Best Family Game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Best Sim / Strategy Game, Final Fantasy Tactics. Best Sports Racing Game, Mario Kart World. Best Multiplayer Game, Arc Raiders. I'm choking over here. Best adaptation, Last of Us Season 2. Most anticipated game, GTA 6. Gables, I'm going to get a drink. What'd you think?
Honestly, I thought, other than like maybe 1 or 2 categories, I thought like the games that would win were like right on the money. I mean, Claire Obscure and stuff was going to be running away with this regardless. I mean, that game has been so impactful since it released. So yeah, 9 out of the, I think, what was it, 12 or something they were nominated
They had
for?
12 nominations, but they were in 10 different categories. So they won 9 out of 10.
9 out of the 12. I mean, this freaking game is like the Titanic of like the games industry right here. It's like Titanic, for those that don't know, that probably weren't around when this thing was that movie release was a thing. It literally dominated the Academy Awards and stuff and won pretty close to the round that amount.
Yeah.
If not like a little bit more. But we've had our Titanic moment at our like the Game Awards show and stuff with Claire Obscure, an indie title instead of its debut for the studio, grab Game of the Year. I think that is the biggest surprise out of it because I know that this game had some heavy competition with Hollow Knight Silksong, with Hades 2, amongst like a myriad of all the other stuff. I think this definitely, like I said last week when we were doing a lot of these predictions, and it's kind of felt like for the most part I did land on a lot of these predictions, other than like the Sonic Cross World over Mario Kart World and stuff, which
that's more wishful thinking.
You know what?
I think on our end.
I thought it was wishful thinking, but I still kind of believe that Cross Worlds is better than Mario Kart World for that stuff. But yeah, I mean Hades 2 took like best action game, and I think I have them switched though. I think I had action adventure for Hades 2, and I think I had action game, I think, for Silksong or something. But I knew both of those games would at least win one award each.
Yeah.
But like I was saying though, for Claire Obscure, I mean, it's like what I said last week in terms of the stuff. If this game won, it's going to be a big old wake up call for the AAA games industry here. And quite honestly, I feel like I was correct with my assumption because this is something that's unheard of in terms of this games industry. You know, you have your great indie games, you have your bunch of great stuff. You have a game that'll come through and absolutely surprise everyone in terms of this. But with Claire Obscure, it's different than say like something like Balatro. That was like a game of the year thing like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
At this point. This is different because we have a full on indie studio that pretty much inspired itself based upon the classic RPG stuff when they're growing up, like back in the 90s and this and that in 2000s. Put so much work and so much quality effort into this and did not have any type of like major like microtransactions, did not have any type of like major like pretty much bucked a lot of the industry low points, which a lot of the gamers, including ourselves, kind of like view them as, you know, the microtransactions, the little bits of buying things for difficulty levels, all this tit for tat, like money spending shit,
Mm.
but come out in a reasonable price of $50, come out where the quality of the combat and everything is so great, and it wasn't made by a major AAA game, despite it looking and pretty much feeling like a AAA game experience in points. That just tells me, in and of itself, you if you're like a game studio, especially if you're indie, just struggling and this and that, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 should be the standard that you're going to be aiming for. Because if you're going to be making a game or something like that, and you're not a part of a AAA developer and stuff, this is a prime example of like a point where, hey, I need to aim myself to be of that kind of caliber in order to like as like a high point that it would influence people to try to create their own games like a lot more in terms of try to inspire themselves to create better experiences for the indie game that they are probably developing right now.
Yeah.
And for them, they took like how many years to develop this game? Like
Uh,
what?
I think it was like 4 or 5, maybe. I can't remember what they said.
So yeah, it's like a AAA sort of game process, but you have to
Yeah.
admit they
Smaller
probably
studio.
had to like yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a smaller studio, so they had to dig in a lot in terms of their own personal funds in order to try to evolve things to that point.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's really amazing.
Kepler was the publisher of it too, so they did have some
Kepler was the
financial backing.
publisher.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did have some financial backing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a project like this that's so ambitious that actually hits on its mark, that's really hard to come by.
Yeah.
I mean, and not only that, it's based around a core like a core type of RPG that a lot of people kind of frown upon nowadays because it's all action based type of stuff, and that's the turn based RPG. Something that's been around for more than 30 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, a new spin upon turn based RPG stuff, with some familiar things, with some familiar stuff, but overall, that was probably the most surprising thing. I mean, a lot of us already knew Expedition 33 was going to win a lot, but just seeing it in motion of it actually happening, that was the most surprising to me.
Yeah. And the fact that like it felt like every time they did like the on stage reading of the award winner, it felt like it was pretty much I think all but like two of them were Claire
Mm,
Obscure. I love the fact that like everybody at the end of their speech with like a for those that come after or tomorrow comes like quotes from the game. Um, opening the game awards with the one of the main themes from the game was amazing. I'm kind of pissed off that they
I
only did
was.
they did the 4 minute version, so the 11-minute version.
Dude,
I want all
I
11 minutes.
loved I loved their performance and I love Evanescence performance in that
Okay,
show.
yeah, because that was that Devil May Cry, I think season 2 was what that was for. Yeah, so I thought it was really great. Jennifer English's speech was I thought powerful.
Yes.
Talking about someone with a learning disability, coming out and like doing this thing. I love like one of my favorite things. I didn't see it at first, but I watched it like I saw it later, and it kind of choked me up a little bit. It was weird. I thought I'm like why that hit me, but it was Ben Starr who was sitting right behind her. When they announced her name, he was the most excited of anybody there. And he was a
I
nominee
know,
for that
right?
award, and he was more excited I think than she was for him, which was really great. I loved her speech. Really great. I think that's actually her second award. I believe she was because she was Shadowheart in
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3, and I believe she won that one as well. So I think she's the first two-time award winner. Maybe Troy Baker's got two. But yeah, I thought I mean that was one of my guesses on that one was Jennifer English. I thought she was phenomenal as Mael. Like Mael, like she was the core of that game, and she was Jennifer English. Like she's like I mean after that I mean she was already I think a pretty big name probably in the video game uh industries as far as voice acting goes. But I think now she's one of those people like she's up there with like a Troy Baker and Ben Starr now. I think for when people think about like the best voice actors, she's gonna be on that list now. And well
Yep.
deserved. She's gonna be the main voice protagonist in like Tides of Annihilation. There's another bigger game she's a main voice in as well. It's coming out I think next year as well. They announced. So I mean she's got some stuff coming up. But I think her schedule is gonna be a lot busier. And well deserved. Yeah, I love the fact that everybody like from the Clear Obscure like they all dressed up in the suits like the kind of like the funny suits from the game, like with the beret and the like the um was that with the striped shirts and stuff like that. I love that. Well, it was really cute. There's pictures out later. One of the devs brought their dog and dressed him up in the suit, and they were carrying a baguette, piece of big baguette bread around as well, which was adorable. Yeah, I thought, man, just like this has been a really good year for video games. There's been a ton of great games coming out. And it kind of sucks that like so many of these got buried. There's so many games, like it happens every year where there's like this great phenomenal game that came out, this generationally great game comes out, but it wins no awards. And it's just like, that's weird, but it's like, so it's like it kind of like skews the history when you like go back and look at it. But it's like, that was a great game, but like it just got dominated by this like there was other bigger games that came out this year. And that's kind of my main complaint always been, is like I wish there was more categories or different style of categories. Like I don't know how to fix that, but it is like, man, this is a great year. But it tells you how great Clair Obscur was, the fact that like they dominated this year. And it's like, I think we all knew it, we just didn't know how much it would dominate, and the fact that it won 9 out of 10 is very telling. But yeah, I thought really well done. I loved all the speeches, the music. I always love the when they have the band of the Game Awards band come out and they do the melodies for all the games at the end as well. Just really, really well done. I loved. I had enjoyed it. And like I said, the speeches were phenomenal, I thought, this year. And I want to give one last credit. You know, Geoff took a lot of shit 2 years ago, well deserved, for the whole wrap it up thing that happened. And I feel like, okay, we did a better job last year. And I thought this year, like, they just let people have the speech, let people go. There was like one point where like they started playing music when there was two people going to talk and one talked, and then the other lady went to go talk. And instead of just like rushing her off the stage, they actually turned the music off and just let her go and let her give her speech. I was like, okay, that's great. I love the fact that like, we're just letting them go. Like, I don't like, I'm not saying let them go for 20 minutes, but like the fact that they gave them like, you know, solid 3-4 minutes, like that was awesome. And then the fact that like at the end, like the guys have been up there like 10 times for fucking accepting awards for Clair Obscur, and at the end, like the fact that they waited for Game of the Year to then announce the free update is out now, I thought it was like, that tells you like they knew they were this, like, they had that in the bag, and I thought it was great that they saved that for the very end.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So and I can't wait to go back and play. I re-downloaded Clair Obscur. I'm gonna go back and replay that one. But yeah, I thought, yeah, just overall, I thought the awards, like, it's definitely one of those ones, like, I've seen some, you know, obviously people are going to be mad on the internet. It's the internet. People are mad. But obviously it's one of those things, like, if you're not a fan of that game, maybe that kind of sucks for you. Like, not, like, you kind of, like, hate seeing that game win all the awards. But, I don't know. I thought, like, hey, like, yeah, like, as a fan of that game, it's, like, it's just kind of cool to see that game, like, get its, you know, get its flowers. You know, no pun intended on that one. But anyways, Gables, let's jump into what we've been playing, buddy. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Let's have you go first this time.
Okay. I played a couple games this week. I'll kind of this one I just started playing it. It just came out I think Friday. I just played it. I bought it today, and I was playing it up until we started recording. It's Terminator 2 2D No Fates that just came out. I think it's like $30, or you can get on sale now for like 27. It is like a 2D, you know, game. It's based off of like, it is like, usually like they turn it. It's like almost like a Contra style game, 2D game. But it like actually goes through and like plays through a bunch of like the actual game, or the movie itself, and then they kind of splice in some more stuff from like John in the future and stuff like that, actually in the war. It seems like it's fairly short. I kind of looked it up, and it's like, if you want to play the story mode, it's like an hour and a half. There's like 15 levels. I'm on like level 13, and I played it for a little under an hour because I died a handful of times. Some of the levels are a little more difficult. They're more so not difficult, but there's like one you can, like, if you don't do things right, like it's like basically auto die kind of situation. But it's fine. I would say it's okay. Like, it's not, I don't know, but I'm also not a huge Contra fan. I should say that as well. But like, I feel like it's okay. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, it's almost like after playing, like, I know that the different games technically, but it's like Absalom and like Marvel Cosmic Invasion, like playing those ones, and like I like those ones more, the beat 'em ups, more than I think the shooters. But like this one, like I love Terminator 2. Growing up, like me and my dad, like growing up just watching action movies all the time because my dad, in the 90s, you know, like I watched Terminator 1 and 2, and 3 probably a million fucking times. So like there's definitely like, it gets me on that, like that nostalgia of like, I love this movie. And I like kind of like replaying some of these scenes, you know, obviously like slightly different, but you know, still like whatever. But yeah, like I thought it was fine. The hard part is like, if you're trying to play with a thumbstick, I feel like it's borderline impossible because like it all relies on like the movement and everything. All the presses are from the thumbstick as far as like the sliding or jumping up or whatever. And it's like I was constantly or like aiming, and I was constantly like not aiming my gun right. So I was trying to do with the D-pad, and I think part of it is like I was frustrating like trying to like do things with like I never use a D-pad for like playing games like that. And I was like getting frustrated of like not jumping, like missing jumps, stuff like that, or like I want to jump up on this ledge and I'm not hitting it right or whatever. So yeah, like I thought it was fun. I think honestly just finding out too, it's like an hour and a half. There is an arcade mode. There is like a boss rush mode. There's more to it than that. But if you're like maybe you're gonna play through this, just play the story mode, and the arcade mode once or something like that. Like there's probably like 2-3 hours of content here. And like so I think if like for $30, that's like that's it's kind of rich I think for the amount of content here, and I don't feel like the content is amazing. I think it's like a solid 7.5 out of 10 style game so far. I'm gonna like I said I've got like 3 levels left. I'm sure like my opinion is gonna massively change from that. I'll probably beat it tomorrow. But like yeah, like I'm a little underwhelmed by it. I was like way more excited for it, just like being a fan of the franchise. And I was like, okay, like not what I wanted, but yeah, it's fine. I think Gables, I think you might like it more, but I would say wait for a sale. That'd be my biggest thing for people is like, don't buy it now unless like you're just really excited for it. I would say wait, because like I said, that $30, like I'm probably gonna play through the story mode like once, and that's probably my plan from the beginning was I was like, I'll just do the story mode and I'll be done with it. But I was like, okay, for like finding out it's like an hour and a half is really disappointing. So yeah, like if you can get it for like 20-15 bucks, something like that, like definitely pick it up then. The other game I've been playing, Gables, I talked about a couple weeks ago. I started finally my Persona 5 playthrough. I've been, I bought this copy a couple months ago, and I've been kind of just waiting for like a time where like I was like I kind of like knew like like November, December I'm gonna have a gap for a while. It looks like maybe some like smaller games will come out, but like as far as like big games coming out, like I don't think I have anything until Resident Evil at the end of February. So it's like, all right, cool. It'd be a good time to jump into this like the 100-hour game. Playing Persona 3 Reload last year, falling in love with it. Then playing Metaphor Refantasio, really liking that game. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna finally jump into Persona 5. This is like the one everybody loves. I'm about 25ish hours in. I beat the first 2 palaces. And I gotta say, Gables, so far I would still say I like Persona 3 more. I think part of it though is maybe it's just like it was my first like Persona style game. Like I love Catherine back in the day, but there's like that's obviously it's like a way different game than this game. But so far like it's just like after spending 80 hours with that cast of characters, it's like I just love those characters so much more. And also they had a dog in the group, which was amazing. This one has a cat. I like cats, but it's not a dog. I mean, you know what I mean. Gables gets it
right.
But yeah, like I like Morgana. I like On. Ryuji is really cool. Joker. Joker's Joker. It's like it's your character you play as. It's kind of whatever. I just unlocked like the 5th character. But like as far as like the storytelling, like I will say though I do like we're not doing what was it called, the Tartarus or whatever it was called, and the last Tartarus, yeah, Tartarus. Tartarus is Doctor Who. But anyways, yeah, Persona, like I really did not like. That was like the one thing I did not like about that game was like going through all those floors. Like it took forever, and like it's seeing the same thing over and over and over again. So I like that. Like these aren't as long. It feels like so far. Like they can obviously it depends on how much how much battling you want to do. And I'm definitely like
right.
I kind of like I'll go through it and I'll accomplish tasks, and then like I'll just keep battling over and over again until like I finally kind of run low on like my SP, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna leave. But so you can get through a lot faster. So I do like that end of it. I don't know. I felt like the game, like the action, the battling, and well, maybe it's also hard because like Persona 3 Reloaded was a remake. So like, but I felt like the gameplay, the fighting was like super fast. And with that, maybe it's also because I'm so used to. I don't know. It's hard because I'm comparing it to a game I spent 80 hours with, a game that like I'm 25 hours into, and it's like I barely touch the surface of this game. Like I'm literally just like getting into the flow of everything. It's like Persona 3 Reload. I feel like the story didn't even start to like 35 hours in, or I didn't even meet the main character. I guess, and like she like didn't pop up to like almost halfway through the game. So maybe I'll feel different as I get on. But like, yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I do love the kind of like the whole idea of like they're the Phantom Thieves, and like you're going in there and you're going to people's palaces. The first guy, what a piece of shit that guy was. Hated that guy.
Yep.
Easily, like I'm like honestly, like I don't want to spoil it for people. I know it's been out for like 5 years, but I'm not gonna spoil it. But I was like I was kind of on side of it, or like I was like on like, what are you doing? Like pull the trigger. Come on, like. But yeah, like I do like. I mean, very easy to hate. Like they do a good job of making villains to hate. And I thought they like I felt kind of
Yes.
felt that way with like Metaphor Refantasio did the same thing where like man some of those villains and I can't like because like Persona 3 Reload is like I mean it's a darker game but it's not nearly as like it's like it just I feel like the story isn't that dark but like Metaphor Refantasio and this like my god like some of the things that these people do are all like these are people suck and like
Exactly.
yeah, like it almost like honestly, like they almost go a little too hard with the first like the same thing happened to Metaphor where like I felt like the worst villain, like one of the worst villains of the game was like the first like main temple you go through in the game once it opens up. It's like, oh my god,
Mm.
this person's awful. And this one's like, man, this person's awful, but like it never hit the heights of like awfulness after that. So far, at least so far, it has like well, like at least the Metaphor, I feel like it didn't, other than like the final boss. But like yeah, I mean, this is I'm really liking it. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like I'm enjoying like I do like everything seems like seamlessly going through all the like learning the town, getting through a lot seamlessly. I'm liking some of the characters I bumped into. Like there's the doctor, and doing your basically your test subject, doing all that. Like
Oh yeah.
doing the like I do like the home run derby mini game thing. That's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I've kind of
yeah.
had to like stop myself from doing it though because like I'm just wasting days on that. So I'm like, I'm not very, yeah, it's fun though. But I'm like, god damn it! I've actually for a while there I was just like saving right before I would do it and just play a bunch of it and then like reload the save and then like so I noticed I didn't lose the time on it because I just want to play
Oh
the
my
fucking derby
God.
thing. Yeah, so that's fun. But yeah, it's fun. I'm having a really good time with it. I'm gonna keep playing it. Obviously, I got a ways to go with it. I did take a little bit of a break though for like a few days. I feel like for
Yeah.
like these type of games, you kind of have to. I was a burnout. And also like I don't want to just be like sitting on the couch for 10 hours a day and just playing this game all day because I will do that. Um, and just like so I'll do that like a couple times. Like I think I played like 5-6 hours today, and then like I'm like all right like, but I didn't played much over the last like few days. So that was kind of nice. It was like all right, break it up a little bit. And also it was like it was a shitty day outside, so you're stuck inside the house anyway, so might as well. But yeah, like I'm having a ton like I said, I keep saying it over and over again. Ton of fun with it. Gonna keep playing it. But yeah, we'll talk about it. Probably talk about it a little more next week. So I'll plan on playing a bunch more of it. But yeah, like that's pretty much all
All
I'm
right.
playing. Gables, what about you?
All right. So I've been playing a bunch more of Blueprints. It's been over 10 hours now. I am past the 17th day. And I will say, though, there has been a bunch of developments in terms of me discovering new rooms, finding out there's a bunch of permanent upgrades and stuff that I didn't even realize were there that I kind of like somewhat discovered, but also like I just got a little bit of guide help and stuff because I'm like, okay, well, how can I go ahead and unlock this and that? So it started off last week where I found this apple orchard when I finally ventured outside of the initial mansion and stuff for the first time. I'm like, okay, well, this has like a passcode or something like that I have to try to go and unlock the thing. Turns out one of the solutions is finding a photograph and stuff, and it just says like the initial passcode on it, right? Like it's hidden like sporadically. You kind of like require something just to view it in order to view the code, and so that's just kind of like how complicated some bits of the puzzles are. There's some that are like straightforward, like say you'll find it like in a random room or something, then you kind of put two and two together and stuff. It's like, okay, well, I can go through and do this now if I find the room that I'm supposed to be doing it in. And that's one of the main factors of it too. But for that orchard stuff, I found the code, I unlocked it and stuff, and then for this permanent upgrade, it gives me an additional like 20 steps added on top of what I start out with. Because with Blueprints, you start out with 50 steps. Your main task is to get to room 46. It's inside of the antechamber, and the antechamber is like the most. It's like the farthest back of any of the rooms. There's like I think 10 floors in terms of like there's like 10 ranks or something you have to go through from rank 1 all the way to rank 10. Once you get to like about rank 8 or 9 or something, it unlocks certain conditions of some rooms and stuff that'll get like a little bit of a bonus if you venture out so far. But the puzzle's starting to become a little bit more complicated. For example, in order to try to get like a certain type of permanent like item stuff that I could use for my runs and stuff, I have to complete a specific type of like power-based turbine puzzle in one room and then try to go through into another room and stuff and do a bunch of different stuff in there and I try to match conditions. So personally, I've unlocked 3 permanent upgrades, so I'm happy to at least get that far. The second thing is I've created like a whole bunch of like new types of rooms that kind of influence more items to appear or to spread out like money inside of all these different rooms as well. And I will say I got to a point and stuff where I kind of took a break of it from like a few days and stuff because going through these initial runs and there'll be some runs where you'll just like create a couple rooms and all of a sudden you come across a dead end and it's like, oh well crap. But the main thing I could give people for tips when you first begin this game is like just pretty much just experiment around with it. The one thing you don't want to do is like create a whole bunch of dead end rooms at first just to get them out of the way or to use up the bedroom room, like bedroom rooms first towards the first beginning portion. You want to save the bedrooms close to like the middle tier of it. Like say if you want to save it to like rank 4 or 5, maybe. I think 5 would be the earliest. Because when you get closer into past like rank 5 into like rank 6 and so on and so forth, you're going to encounter more locked rooms. So if you're able to create and collect a lot of resources from there, like collecting a lot of gems, a lot of keys, and like the ivory dice to reroll stuff, odds are you're going to be making it through your initial run for blueprints. And then there are certain other items that I've come across that are kind of interesting, like the silver key, which if you use that, there is a chance where it can unlock a locked door without you having to waste one of those things of keys. I think for another permanent update, like upgrade, I had to power on the garage and then venture out and it's like, oh hey, there's a fence over here. I can go through and like pull up the thing and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm able to access the specific area, the shack. So there's a shack, right? Where you can also choose one of a couple different things. And one of the rooms does lead to some story elements to it that to tie into the overall mansion itself. But the other ones, you can collect certain supplies and this and that and stuff. But yeah, there are certain areas that will have different types of rooms you could pick for them as well. But overall, at this point, I still want to play more of Blueprints. The puzzles are getting a little bit harder. There are some frustrations I do have because I want to figure out how I'm going to get into this room. And from what little hints I've gotten, I have to unlock certain sequences in order to get all these permanent upgrades first before I can initially do that. But man, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I thought literally it was gonna be like a 5, 6 hour game. It's like, okay, well, there's some floor puzzles here. I'm gonna try it out and stuff and see if I can get all this different stuff. No, no, this game's a lot more deeper than I thought, and quite honestly, I kind of like it that way because it's definitely given me that not like the same type of hook as like a Vampire Survivors or like a Balatro, but it's given me more of a kind of Splatoon DLC vibe where I want to go back and do a different run and stuff and try this type of different stuff, but yet I familiarize myself with these particular areas before moving on to the next floor or to the next object and stuff. So it's got a lot of replayability. That's the one thing I really like about Blueprints. There's a lot of replayability with this game because you won't get the same rooms twice, and sometimes you'll find a room, it'll have all these different items inside of it, and then maybe you'll go to another room and there's this plop of dirt where you have to use a shovel in order to dig through to try to unveil certain stuff. Or if you get closer towards like rank 7 or rank 8 and you use a key to unlock a door, well, there's another door that's going to be right inside this room, only you need a key card in order to progress further. It's just stuff like, it's just little nuanced stuff like that on top of collecting certain story elements. And another thing I do like about this game is you don't like learned a lot of the story through voice acting. It's pretty much pieces of information you find, like from newspaper clippings to letters to whatsoever. Some bits of pictures too you'll find as well, where they'll have some hidden stuff. But overall, if if for those listening, if you're interested even in trying Blueprints, I mean, it's downloadable right now through Game Pass. It's downloadable right now through PlayStation Plus. That's where I'm playing it currently on PlayStation Plus. I don't know if it's on a sale currently, but if you want to try it on Steam, like Steam Deck or something, that's also a good place because this is the type of game where it would be great to play mobile.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just a couple runs and stuff, and then just go away what you're doing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week.
All right. Very nice. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week, guys. We'll be back next week. We have one more uh, regular show that we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. We'll be back next week with like kind of like grand finale of like regular podcast for the year, and then we're going to do a kind of like every year for the holiday for Christmas and the holidays and stuff. We always kind of put an episode in the can, and it's kind of like a fun little side episode we're going to do. I never tell Gables what it is. I haven't figured it out what it's going to be this year yet. I'm kicking around. I have a couple in mind I'm going to do, uh, but I'm continuing to look around for some fun, dumb things to do for episodes. And then we'll be back. So we have a normal episode next week. We'll have a kind of a fun, dumb episode for the Christmas week, and then we'll be back. Probably our first two episodes of 2026 will be our Game of the Year shows. We always do.
Yep.
We always do a two. We always do a two-part episode for our Game of the Awards, doing the top 10. We each rank our top 10 games from the previous year, or well, from the current year. So yeah, that'll be that, and then we'll be back in January, back with going into our normal things. But yeah, if you guys like the show, like what we do, please like, follow, subscribe, check us out on everything. We're on every podcast service. Leave a review, leave a 5 stars, whatever you can do to help us out. Best thing you can do is go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment. Sign up for a membership, just $1 a month, help us out. Let us know, hey, we appreciate what you're doing, and it'd be nice if you did that for us. But anyways, I was your host. I was Tyler.
I have been Colonel Gables. Until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk-Nerds podcast.
And hey, Gables,
Yeah,
too sweet.
too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.